What kind of relationships matter? Hey, I am Chuck the Bureaucrat, and you will often hear leaders in the Pentagon, general officers and whatnot, say that it's all about relationships. And that might seem a little strange to your recent operations research grad who's been told that strategic decision-making is all about analytical solutions. But not only is it true that in a complex bureaucracy, it's all about relationships, but it's even more fascinating what kinds of relationships matter. You see, when new action officers first show up at the Pentagon and they hear that it's all about relationships, they have a tendency to assume that it's about the relationships that they already have, the connection to their previous commands, and the friendships they have with people they've served with before. But that ain't it. What we mean is that it's all about the relationships that you can create. And what's more, it is very much about the relationships that you can create with people who are very difficult to maintain a relationship with. And as much as we need you to be a hard-charging operator who keeps things on track, or a stubby pencil analyst who deep dives into the data, well, we also need you to be able to get along with each other. A lot of times, you are just going to get tossed into some ad hoc group of oddballs who have never worked together before. You'll get stuffed into some secret space, and y'all will have to work together to deliver results to deal with some international flare-up. That situation takes a lot of skills, but most importantly is the ability to form and sustain a positive working environment with the people you have to deal with. But what do? I mean, if relationship building is a skill that you need to be successful, but maybe you don't have the best relationship building skills, what do? Well, first, you can practice. You're probably already dealing with people who are something else. And these people are a great place to start. Just take the time to figure out what makes them tick. And I'm not talking about taking them out to coffee, because a lot of the meanest SOBs, they don't have time for that nonsense, and they see it as pandering. Instead, you visit them where they work. You express interest on the projects that they're working on, and you listen to their long rants. Maybe build a little reciprocity, give them a heads up if you hear something that might be of interest to them. You'll know you're making progress with these kinds of people when they reach out to you when they're frustrated with other people. Second, recognize that a lot of the run-of-the-mill, boring BS that we slog through on a day-to-day basis is really training for those high-intensity moments that come along every so often. In the heat of the moment, good relationships and good relationship building skills are vital. But if you haven't put the time in to develop those skills, well, then you go to war with the relationships you have. So I get it. The latest Army regulation revision is just about the most mind-numbing trauma that you've ever been through. But it's also a great opportunity to practice building relationships, add people to your network, and to build your reputation. And maybe that's the final point about what people mean when they say it's all about relationships. When you are a brand new action officer, your boss and your senior rater, they are carefully watching to determine if you're ready to be given the really difficult assignments. They're watching to see if you're the kind of person who gets into a fight with every single person they come in contact with, or if you're the kind of person who rolls over at the first sign of interpersonal conflict. Or are you the kind of person who can walk into a hostile room and generate solutions that get the mission done? I guess what I'm saying is that since building relationships is key to being successful, and since all of us are counting on you to be as successful as possible, well, we're also counting on you to become a master at creating these relationships. And now, if you want to get an insight into some of the more annoying behaviors of these bureaucrats, watch this video.